Anarchy rules now on 4 in Saturday Live.
Live from London. Saturday.
Live.
Buster.
Saturday Live. Honestly, are we having a good time tonight or what? All right, hello. It's live, it's Saturday, it's me, Lenny Henry. No, don't turn off. We've got a brilliant show lined up for you tonight. It's going to be really good, and if you want to see your little doggy again, you better stay tuned, all right? I love live television, because I've done a lot of live television, right? It's my favourite medium. You might have seen the kind of thing I used to do. Yeah, this is the stuff. This beats pouncing around on the late breakfast show. This beats the two bloody Ronnies. This is what they want. Anarchy, yeah! Sorry about that, I just had a Tiswas flashback. The reason I like live television is because you can be so rude, you know. I could say a rude word right now. Hi there, this is the Victor Kiam Show. My name's Victor Kiam, and this is the Victor Kiam Vibrator. My wife liked it so much, she bought the company. 15 carnal frills a day or your money back. Buy one? No. Saying you can be dead rude and nobody can do one damn thing. One. See, except for the sound man, that is. See, I could bring the atmosphere right down. We could get really funky, because I think I know you now. I've been on long enough, because I've been in the business for 10 years. And while I've been in the business, I've been living a lie. I've been leading a hidden existence, wearing certain clothes, going to special clubs, hanging out with people that are just like me. I've got to come out of the closet. I've got to tell you, I am a black man. Oh my God, free at last, free at last. I'm so glad I've told you. No more will I have to wear brown corduroy trousers. No more will I have to talk like Richard Bryars. Do have another sausage roll, there's plenty more to go around. No more will I have to go to discotheques and clap on the wrong beat. Get into the groove, boy, you've got the groove. You're love to me. So to celebrate my newfound blackness, I went to Jamaica, right? Jamaica, the sun was hot, so off came the cord straight away. And although Jamaica is hot, right, everybody is just cool, you know? Everybody is just easy, you know? And roots, and fashion, and even the ants are cool in Jamaica. It's true, you see ants in England, they're always rushing around. Come along, we must work, we must build, hurry, no rest. In Jamaica, the ants are going, cha. Easy now, you must relax. Other kind of red stripe on a jam sandwich. Cha. Second, you could be having neurosurgery, right? You'd be on the operating table, all your brains hanging out. The two Jamaican doctors would be standing there having a big joint saying, we operate in a second. Because these things take time, you know? Soon come, right? So, had a great time in Jamaica, just being cool, basically, and slowing right down. So the minute I got back to England, I wanted to get back into the groove of what was happening in the world, right? So I glued myself to the TV. Hey, kids, don't try that at home, okay? I scanned the TV to see what had been happening in the world, because I think TV is a boon to mankind. It's educational. Every day I watch TV, and I always learn something new. You see He-Man last week? Don't you guys watch He-Man, Masters of the Universe? He-Man is big. Even for a cartoon, he's got enormous muscles. He-Man has got muscular nipples. He-Man has got cast iron nipples. He could punch holes in concrete with his nipples. He bloody could. Like that. Have you seen his bum? He-Man's bum is rock solid. He-Man could open a can of beans with his bum. He could, you know. Mind you wouldn't want to eat them afterwards, but that's neither here nor there. Want some beans, Len? No thanks, He-Man. I've got cheese on toast on the go over here. I watch Play School. Play School's good, but they talk to you as if you're 4 years old. They do, they go, hello. Today, I'm walking. All the kids are going, I can see you bloody walking, you stupid git. I watched Blue Peter. Did you see Blue Peter last week? Peter Duncan, one of the presenters, brought his little baby on. I kept wondering, did he have the baby specifically to bring onto the programme? I kept wanting him to say, and here's one we made earlier. And here's some film of how we did it. We took the Blue Peter camera crew to a lay-by in Windsor. There's Peter now. All this poncing around, why don't they just get straight to the point like the Australian soap operas do, eh? They don't mess around on them Australian soap operas, you know. The husband walks in, darling, I've been sleeping with another woman. The wife turns around, yeah, what's up, I? He says, great, let me get a can of lager, I'll come and watch. The supreme TV show, though, the supreme, brilliant, exactamundo TV show has got to be Heart to Heart. Anybody watch Heart to Heart? Yeah! Isn't it magnificently bad? It's like Thunderbirds, but in Thunderbirds you can see the strings and the acting's better. Heart to Heart is pathetic. They wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Jennifer Hart looks like she's been in the hairdressers all night. Jonathan wakes up, he's got his silk pajamas on and they're immaculate. The richest man in the world and he still goes to bed in his gym jams. I'll just walk around with my ghoulies hanging out, wouldn't you? I'm the richest man in the world now, I don't give a bugger. On your bike, freeway. They look at each other at 7 o'clock in the morning. 7 o'clock in the morning, they look at each other. I love you. I love you too. They kiss. Cobs, you know what your breath smells like at 7 o'clock in the morning. The last thing in the world you want to hear is, I love you. You say, yeah, I love you too, but I go and brush my teeth first. My breath tastes like a vulture's crotch. God knows what yours is like. It's so bad, not even the dog will come to you. You go, here, boy. He goes, ah, bloody hell. What have you been eating? Out the window. What happened to the dog? Oh, I don't know. Then Max walks. He's an ugly swine, isn't he, Max? His beauty's skin deep. He's inside out, he is. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. Right now, will you please welcome onto the stage with their brand new single, Eloise, the fabulous Damned!
Every night I'm there, she knows I'm there, I'm always there, and heaven knows, I hope she goes. I find it hard to realize that love was in her eyes. It's dying now. She knows I'm crying now. And every night I'm there, I break my heart to please Eloise, my Eloise. You know I'm on my knees, yeah. I said, please, you're all I want. You got in my prayer, my prayer. My Eloise is like the stars that please the night, the sun that makes the day, that lights the way. And when that star goes by, I hold it in my hands and cry, her love was mine. You know my sun will shine. And every night I'm there, I break my heart to please Eloise, Eloise, oh. You're all I want, you got in my prayer, my prayer. My Louisa, I'd love to please her, I'd love to care, but she's not there. And when I'd find you, I'd be so kind, you'd want to stay. I know you'd stay.
There's nothing quite like a nice, warming cup of tea, is there, Dominic?
It's certainly very welcoming, particularly at this time of the year, Simon, yes. And that brings me on to the topic I wanted to share with you tonight. And our topic this evening is doubt. Let's start the ball bowling, shall we, by sharing this thought in fellowship together. If doubt is nasty old weather, like this cold snap we've been having lately, I want us to start thinking about Christ as a warming thing.
A hot snap.
A hot snap, if you like, yes, a warming thing, certainly. Not unlike this cup of tea.
But Christ can't come in a plastic cup, can he? I mean, Christ can't be bought for 10p in a canteen, can he?
Don't be in too much of a hurry to say what Christ can or cannot do, Matthew. Wait until you're a bit firmer on your Gospels. All right, you know Christ is free. You know Christ is bottomless. You know Christ has no bottom.
Yes, of course I know that. I suppose, really, the problem is with me. Is this to do with doubt, I wonder?
Well, let's suck it and see.
The problem really started when I was on a mountaineering holiday in Holland. As you can imagine, I had quite a lot of time to think. And I became aware of this feeling of having something rotten inside me. Something black, greeny black, and smooth and slimy. Something spiky, but slick. And quite noisy.
Yes, I think I know what's happened here, Peter. You weren't alone on your holiday, were you?
No, there was this black, slimy thing.
Yes, apart from that, you had friends with you, didn't you? Young, cynical friends, perhaps.
It really does smell horrid, you know.
Yes, well, I think this feeling...
This rotten, pussy, decaying feeling.
Yes, yes. I think that it's frustration. It's frustration at your friends. They're young, they like popular music, and they go to discotheques, don't they? Well, what I want you to do for me is I want you to tell them about the weekend that you spent at the Christian Outreach Fellowship camp in Brittany. Because there was a discotheque there, wasn't there?
Sort of.
Yes. Well, tell them about it.
And you think this black, oily thing will go away?
I'm sure of it.
You see, the thing is, it keeps giving me these dark thoughts.
Ah, dark thoughts.
Dark, dark thoughts.
Yes, I'm going to tell you something here, Arthur. I have dark thoughts, too.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. We all have dark thoughts. They're nothing to be ashamed of.
Well, I must say, I never thought of you as having dark thoughts.
Comforting, isn't it?
Do you get those ones where you're walking down a street...
I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say.
And you see a baby...
Yes.
And all you want to do is twist its head off. Do you get those?
I think perhaps we've run into a little bit of confusion here about the meaning of the word dark.
You know, and then there are other times when all I want to do is to make the world clean and whole again and pure.
Ah, now, well, I'm certainly right with you there.
And round up all the pimps and the prostitutes and the cynics and the mockers and set fire to them.
Just for a moment there, I sensed a coming together, and then, whoops, there was a falling apart, wasn't there? Tell me, these feelings, were they...
Given to me by Christ, yes. Yes, he's told me that I must burn and cleanse and rid the world of all the painted women, the whores, the strumpets, the crumpets, the trumpets.
Yes, I'm afraid we're going to have to leave it there. We've come to the end of our time.
Disease, the old, the new,
as ever, the question's
borrowed
still
and the
slightly
blue.
unresolved, but there've been, haven't there,
The lounges,
interesting
the scrounges,
arguments
the
on
idle
both
wasters.
sides. And so it's time to say goodbye.
Put poison in your tea, you know.
Yeah. That was Stephen Fry and Hugh Laurie. We are very honoured tonight to have with us in the studio every single minister who has resigned from Mrs. Thatcher's cabinet. Will all the ministers please stand up? Well, there you are. Could you sit back down now, please? That joke went down like a lead balloon. Still, this is what they want. Right now, coming onto the stage, our special guest from America. I want you to settle down now, because this lady is very, very funny. You're going to have a really good time with her. 7,000 sailors can't be wrong. Will you please welcome Miss Carrie Snow?
Good evening. Hello. My name is Carrie Snow. I'm originally from San Francisco. That's where the men are men and the women are really lonely. I'm happy to be here tonight. I'm the full-figured fox, the 18-hour gal, but I like you people, so you can call me Remba. Yeah, I love the body language. I see him with his arms crossed right there saying, "Make me laugh, bitch." Okay. I've been here for 3 seconds. I'm working as fast as I can, all right? This is my first trip to England. When I got here, I turned on the television immediately. The first show that I saw, there were two programs on, actually. One was snooker, the other was That's My Dog. And I'm thinking, these people need some help, all right? I guess you could tell I'm kind of cranky right now. I'm dieting, and I've lost weight, and you guys are saying, yeah, that was a spit in the ocean. Oh, I'm doing okay. I had to go on a diet. It was either that or just apply for a job as a planet. I took the job part-time, all right? No, but I'm doing okay, and people that know me and love me can tell that I've lost weight. In fact, this one guy that I date came over and he said, wow, did you lose weight or just buy a bigger house? He's resting comfortably now, all right? I guess you guys are wondering if this Hollywood gal would shave her legs for this show, and well, I fooled you, I only did the fronts. You want to feel, sir, to see if I'm telling the truth? I'll give you $1. Come on. Don't beg, sir. No, I do shave my legs, and, well, actually, I get waxed. And you see, people need to know about this, and men especially. I spend most of my life hacking back a forest of personal body hair. Waxing is important. What you do is you go into a room, you give them all your money, and you say, please pour hot wax on my legs and pull the hair out by the roots. Thank you. It made so much sense at the time. No, but I learned something from waxing. That's how magicians levitate women. You see, what they do is they wax the bikini line, and that can send you up about 3 or 4 feet. No wires, no strings, no pulleys. As if by magic. I get a feeling from you people. A lot of you out there saying, hey, we know this Carrie Snow gal dates a whole lot, but we'd like to hear much more about it. Okay. I do date a lot, I do. I've got a charge account at family planning and everything. Come on. No, I do date a lot, I do. And, but the thing is, did you guys have sex education in schools? I did. I had sex education. And we saw movies about penguins. We did. They kept saying how much like humans penguins were. And you know, they're the only mammals that have sex in the missionary position. And you know what? I'd even take that now. With a penguin. Isn't it nice when a lady begs in public? No, but I don't know if all these movies about penguins affected me, but to this day, a guy in a tuxedo really turns me on. Of course, a lot of them are waiters and they bring food, so I could be confused. Because you know, in my life, it's either dine me or do me. But if I get both, everybody's happy. I have one myth to clear up tonight about dating. You know, when you're out on dates, women go to the bathroom together. We're not doing anything terrible, I swear to you. It's just sometimes guys say such stupid stuff to you that you have to go into a small tiled room with your best friend and go. A guy told me he could get lost in my eyes. I said, turn left at the cornea and get the heck out, all right? I like young guys, I do. I probably have underwear older than him. I like them when they're young, I do. I started wearing this new Play-Doh cologne. Don't get me wrong, I like older men also. Sometimes I wake up and I say, hey, why not date a guy with no hair on his legs from wearing knee socks for 50 years? The young guys are going, what's she talking about? And the older guys are going, that bitch. I like firemen, too. Are there any firemen here tonight? Huh? Are there any firemen? If somebody was young and bald and a fireman, I like bald guys the best. Oh, yeah, because they're very insecure, so they spend extra money on you. But the best thing is if you're out on a date with a bald guy and the moon is full and you get a flat tire, you don't even need a flashlight, all right? Young, bald fireman. No, but I'm not looking for a new boyfriend, a young boyfriend. I have a new boyfriend, and I guess he's young, because, well, I asked him how old he was. He said, this many. He wasn't even clear on it himself. No, but am I being too mean to guys? I hope you understand that I like men a lot, like, repeatedly. And men are getting sensitive these days, they are. It's tough, of course, when you go out with a guy and you order a double scotch and he orders a pink lady and starts to cry. I have to admit, a couple of gentlemen I used to date in San Francisco decided they were gay while we were actually out on a date. I think you're laughing at me, not with me. No, but men are getting more sensitive, they are. Just the other night at a very intimate moment, a man said to me, he said, do you have any form of protection? I said, yeah, a gun. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you.
We interrupt the show with some late news. Following the Labour Party's refusal to speak to journalists from The Sun, The Times and The News of the World, Mrs Thatcher has retaliated by refusing to speak to the Daily Mirror and The Guardian, and the SDP have refused to speak to the dandy the Beano and Topper. And now, back to Saturday Live.
Here, did you get your copy of The Sun today?
No.
What'd you do then?
I'd use some Hendrix instead.
Yeah. Because apparently Hurricane Higgins tried to leave the country incognito.
What, is he travelling under an assumed nose?
Apparently, yeah.
It's funny that, you know, because you know someone tried to get the Marquis of Blandford out of jail the other day.
That's right, they hid a file inside a jar of quail's eggs in aspic for him.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
How'd the other half live, eh?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it's a life sentence.
What's that?
Being a member of the aristocracy.
Oh, yeah. And there was that bloke, right, who just invented a false testicle made out of silicon.
Balls.
That's right, yeah.
What, straight up?
I don't know anything about the operation, Mark. All I'm telling you...
What, is it going to be available on the National Health?
Well, not yet, but apparently the minister in charge said he might be able to pull something out of the bag soon. I don't know.
Hey, the band's ready.
Who is it?
Level 42.
Let's get this going.
20.
Welcome back to part 2 of Saturday Live. I don't quite understand why I'm on this merry-go-round, but I do know that if I don't get off quickly, I'm going to be very, very sick. So before that happens, will you please bring onto the screen the Oblivion boys?
One, two. One, two. All right. We're the Oblivion boys. The producer really liked us last week, so he's promoted us to help out with the bands and things like that.
Yeah, making a coffee and everything.
We're pleased. We're well pleased. We're happy with the situation. So, do you want to do a sound check, Mark?
Do you want to?
Well, do you want to?
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 Want to?
Want to?
Want to?
Do you want to? Do you want to? Do you want to?
Want to?
All right, we'll do it together then, all right?
All right.
Can you hear me, Mark?
Yeah. Can you hear me, see?
Yeah.
That's the sound check. Oh,
Easy, innit? I don't know what I'm fussing about.
It's good being a roadie.
Yeah, yeah. You got a bit of a beer gut, haven't you?
No, it's a pillow.
Oh, right.
Steve.
What?
It's live.
Yeah, I know. Cheers.
Steve.
What?
It's live.
Yeah, I know.
Steve.
What?
It's live.
Yeah, I know.
Stop! Steve.
What?
It's live.
Yeah, I know. Don't bother me that sort of thing, because I was struck by lightning last week, you see.
That's happened to you before, isn't it?
It has, yeah, and it was the same place as well. Same field, same tree.
What'd you go back to the same place for?
Prove a point, Mark. Prove a point. Yeah, do you remember when we was on tour with Genesis?
No, no.
No, neither do I. It's good, wasn't it, eh? Good tour, yeah. I'll tell you what, I'll be glad when they built that Channel Tunnel so we can get straight over to the continent, you know what I mean?
I don't see the point of them digging that.
What do you mean?
Well, it's a bit late, isn't it?
Eh?
The war's been over 40 years. There's no one left to escape.
No! You haven't seen the plans on the French side. It's brilliant. They're going to build this giant wooden vaulting horse over Calais, right?
Yeah.
And all the lorries just disappear underneath it like that.
It's going to baffle the Germans.
Exactly, yeah. The lorries will be going out all over Europe.
Yeah. What are they going to do with all that water?
Eh?
They've got 20 miles of water to shift. Where are they going to put it?
Easy. Down the old trousers routine, remember that one?
Of course. Anybody ask questions, just tell them you wet yourself.
Exactly, yeah. How's the tunnel coming along, Attenborough?
Not badly, sir. Just a few more miles to go.
Shh, goon approaching, hush, hush.
Why, sir? I see you've wet yourself
Oh,
again.
yes, you too.
Why? You should see the officer's mess.
You Englanders, you're so crazy and incontinent.
Can I ask a question?
I'm finished yet. All right, yeah, what?
I was just going to say, you're not German, are you?
No, what makes you say that?
No, it's just something you said.
No, not at all, yeah.
No.
Sibilance! Oh, come on, sibilance! Up, Ross!
See, I
Come
can
here, Ross!
understand.
Come on here, feedback here!
Steve, I can understand.
Sibilance,
Steve,
sibilance, just a bit. Sibilance! Nice one.
I can understand them building, say, a channel tunnel from Vietnam to America.
Yeah.
Now, that makes sense. Get the POWs out of there.
Yeah.
Then we wouldn't have to watch that Rambo crap.
Yeah. What part of the film does he do that in, then?
You know when he's surrounded by all the Russians in the jungle and he goes...
Yeah?
Just during that.
Oh, I see, right, yeah. Well, anybody would, wouldn't they?
Of course they would,
yeah.
Of course they would.
No. One, two. No, about the tunnel. What was this?
One,
What
two.
No.
One, two.
No,
Feedback.
no. One, two. Yeah. Listen. No. Wait. No.
What?
About the
One,
one, two.
one,
No. Listen.
one,
About the tunnel. The tunnel.
What?
It's good for relations. That's what I'm saying.
It's no good for mine.
Why not?
I live in Brazil.
No. What I'm saying.
One, two.
It gets you from A to B,
Where's that?
and over to Brussels. You know. Whatever.
What?
And over to Brussels.
What do you think I am, made of sprouts?
No. Forges links, doesn't it?
My dad forged his pound notes. You didn't get him anywhere.
Does he? I'm interested. How much do you charge?
Pound a pound.
I'm not paying that for sprouts.
You will be when they open the tunnel. I'll tell you, the whole bottom's going to drop out the common market. Do you know what that means? Enormous bottom mountains all throughout Europe. And that spells financial disaster.
That's not how I spell financial disaster.
I didn't ask you how you spelled it. It's an anagram.
No, it's not. That's when someone comes round your house, right, and sings happy birthday dressed up as something. That's it, isn't it?
What, like a banana or something?
Yeah, bananagram could be... Yeah, how'd you spell banana? Now then.
Right, B-A-N-A.
Yeah.
N-A,
Yeah.
N-A,
Yeah.
N-A,
Come on.
I know how to spell it, just don't know when to stop.
Look, come here, look, I'll tell you. Spell it like it sounds. That's what I was taught, right? Banana. Banana. Hey. Banana. Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, 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 hey.
Oh, oh, oh. Uber, 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 Uber.
Hey. Hey.
Pathetic. You're going to copy everything I do?
We spoke...
If I jumped into the fire, would you? And you know, if I jumped off a bridge, would you follow? No, what's the matter with you? Be intelligent. Think for yourselves. What's the matter? Don't just go and do something somebody tells you to do straight away.
Steve.
What?
Come in.
Yeah.
It'll be all right when they let the audience in.
Yeah, Mark, this is the audience, Mark.
What's this, some sort of cruel joke?
Yeah, it looks like it. Very much looks
Does the
like it.
producer know?
I think so. Listen, I'll tell you what, let's go and help Sade with her earrings on. Come
Okay.
on.
1, 2. 1, 2.
Would you like-
I used to wait by the factory gate. His name was Roy. He took me back to his pad. I have to say he was the squidgiest lay I've ever had. The morning after, I looked a real mess. He'd left small finger all down my dress. That's when I knew he was a lathe operator. Greasy lathe operator. Jeremy was quite bizarre. He kept a cute little rubber suit in the boot of his car. He wanted me to be his slave, but I complained when he had me chained to the microwave. The guy was crazy, he wasn't all there. He made me put on chainmail underpants. I had to sleep with his pet alligator, his photogenic alligator. Then I met Johnny, and he seemed to be a real nice guy. But after 3 weeks, it turned out he was a Russian spy. And he was hung for a traitor. Well hung for a traitor. All these bad times I try to forget. Mr. Right will appear, he hasn't done yet. But the only guys I've ever met have been a football commentator, a peace demonstrator, a fascist dictator, and a Hindu levitator, a Belgian ice skater, and a fish impersonator, some Tara Musculator, because you're too girly, girly. Yeah, yeah.
Last week on Rich, there was money, power, sex, stone cladding. This week, it's the same. But who is this masked man?
Where to, mate? I'm going to Greystones to claim what's rightfully mine. And no one, but no one, is gonna stand in my way.
What has little wifey been up to all day? Well, I've been out making millions.
Meals on Wheels.
Meals on wheels. This country gets more like Cuba every day.
God, I hate you, Adam. You and your International Stone Cladding Corporation. I hate it all. You fat bastard.
You skinny bitch.
Where's my dinner, Mother? All the sex and drugs have given me a terrific appetite.
I didn't realize you'd been watching, Brad.
Give me £8,542, Mother. There's some teachers outside bobber jobbing. Give it me, or I'll tell Father about that.
Give me £8,425 immediately, Adam. Brett's blackmailing me.
For God's sake, shut up, Barbara. I've got President Botha on the phone. No, Pick, no. I've spoken to Rupert Murdoch. Yeah, no, he doesn't want any of your slaves down at Wapping.
I've got 10p you can have, Brett. I was going to send it to Band-Aid, but you can spend it on heroin if you want, because you're my favourite brother.
I'm not your brother, Spencer. Mother told you last Saturday that you're a test tube baby.
I know I've got no real family, Brett. Don't be so cruel.
I was lying about the test tube, Spencer. The truth dates back to the first time Mrs. Thatcher visited this house. She was a fresh young MP, and she'd come to see Adam. I think it was to discuss having her heart stone-clad. She had a rather heavy cold, and when she sneezed on the Axminster, something flew out of her nose. That something grew up to be you, Spencer.
But that means I'm Mrs. Thatcher's son, Snot Thatcher. That means when she resigns, I'll be king. I'll be able to pay the teachers properly and build loads of new hospitals.
If you like Russia so much, why don't you go and live there? They haven't got a national health service in Russia, you know.
They won't have one here for much longer, Father. Mrs. Thatcher hasn't spent a penny on the National Health Service.
Spent a penny? She's been spending a penny on it for years. What was that?
Nothing, Father. Just a banging.
What do you know about banging? You're just a boy.
Was it the dark secret, Brett?
Shut up about the dark secret, Spencer. I'll kill you if you ever mention it again. Understand?
Not really, no. What is it?
His mother's other husband, Nigel.
Other husband?
She married him secretly 3 years ago. Father was working in South Africa, stone-cladding Sun City. He came home unexpectedly during the wedding reception. So he locked Nigel in the attic with Crystal, and he's been there ever since.
Nigel!
Nigel?
Nigel?
Barbara, Barbara, Barbara.
Nigel.
Oh, come on, Mother. You can't bonk him. He's off his tree.
It's been a long time.
Yes, almost 3 years.
Shall we go upstairs?
Yes, why not? I'm busting for a slash. But what about your husband?
I think he had one before he left the office.
Brett, Spencer, I want you to become partners in the family business.
Never, Father. My business is pleasure.
I'm not interested either, Father. Stone cladding is immoral and insane.
So's Jeffrey Archer. Never done him any harm.
I've been watching World in Action, Father. You're stone cladding. It's radioactive, isn't it?
Only a bit. Anyway, everything's radioactive these days.
But that means you're making money out of cancer.
So's private medicine.
Anyway, Father, I don't need your filthy money if I'm going to change the world. I came out of Mrs. Thatcher's nose. That means I'm a member of the royal family.
And why should I bother working for a living father when I can sponge and sleep and snort and fritter my way through life?
You sound like a member of the royal family too, Brett.
Listen to me, both of you. I've asked you to join the business for a reason. I've a strange suspicion that next Saturday I may find out I've got a terminal disease.
Yes, sir. Where to, Governor?
I'm going to Greystones to claim what's rightfully mine. And no one, but no one, is going to stand in my way. I'm never going to get there at this rate. Sod it. Suppose I'd better walk.
Join us next week for another thrilling episode of Rich.
All right.
This is great, isn't it, live TV? 1 minute I was Sade, the next minute I'm up here standing on a bridge with this thing beside me. Looks like a multicoloured cornetto. Anyway, we're going to hand you right over now to those fabulous girls, the Mint Juleps, and their brand new single, Only Love Can Break Your Heart. Go, girls.
Harris, get in here.
What's the matter, Chief?
Well, there's been a lot of people going around killing a lot of other people, and it's got to stop.
Right. But that's all, Chief. I've got a lot of paperwork to be getting on with.
Shut up, Harris. I want you to find out who they are.
Well, that's easy, isn't it, Chief? I mean, they're the dead ones.
We want the people who are killing them, Harris.
Oh, right. Still, that's 50% of the work done, then, Chief?
And I've had orders on this job to partner you with a Yank.
Why that, then, Chief?
Overseas sales, Harris. Dempsey and Makepeace are raking it in. Think cable, my son.
Oh, I gotcha, yeah.
All right. Nobody move. You slime turkeys have been spreading fear on the streets for long enough.
But this is Scotland Yard.
I don't think that's a very good defense, Chief.
Wherever the hell this is, you're under arrest. Up against the wall. Simon Says, up against the wall?
We're police officers.
Yeah, sucker. And I'm Max Bygraves. Let me see what you got here. Oh, what have we here? Damn. You guys are loaded, huh? All right. Hey, you guys are right.
You are police officers. There's a tiny house by a tiny stream. Say, man, I'm sorry about your window, but where I come from, we go in hard and we come out fast. It's tough for my girlfriend, but she got used to it.
We tend to take the soft approach in this country.
That's a new one on me. So about all these murders, then, what's the normal procedure in this country?
Well, good old-fashioned police legwork. House-to-house inquiries, combing the countryside, inch by inch, leaving no stone unturned. Months, months, months. Why, a piece of relevant information.
Hey!
Must go back.
Okay, sucker, up against the wall. I want to know about these murders. I know you know something. Talk! I don't know anything! Okay, man, I'm sorry to bother you. Take care. Hey, wait a second, I forgot something. What?
Yes, and then more house-to-house inquiries, gradually eliminating all of the suspects, sifting through the evidence. Yes, that's what gets results. Oh, we go now, then.
What we need is a beautiful girl.
What's that, then?
Overseas sales, sucker. The Avengers made a fortune. Think cable.
God, you're here.
I came as quick as I could. I've tried thinking about something else, but it never works.
I know who's been doing all the killing. It's Victor Burkhoff. He's been shipping all the bodies out in crates and selling them as fine art objects to Italian museums.
Well, that's very interesting. Say, how about you and me going out for dinner tonight? Then maybe we could take in a movie. Then maybe you could take us and watch it, make us some money on the side. Then we could take a break. Are you taking this in? Can't you see I love you?
There's Burkhoff over there. He's just starting his fruit salad.
Well, I'll make sure he gets his just desserts.
Desserts with one S or two S's.
There's no excuse. They're gonna buy. They're coming down. Boy, let me warn you. They know it all, so don't even try.
I know all about you, Burkhoff. You and your avant-garde productions of Shakespeare in a Cockney accent, and all your actors miming everything and stuff, and overacting to the max. What you're doing to the theater is criminal. And so is chopping people up and shipping them out in crates, sucker.
Now listen to me, you uncouth yank. You dare to tangle with me and I'll break every bone in your body.
Hey, man, that ain't no big deal. I saw your lips move then. Just check this out. Kermie, dear, don't you love me just a little bit? Oh, no, Piggy, I'll have to think about it.
What do you mean you gotta think about it?
Hey, be cool, brother.
You see them out cruising your neighborhood. It's always cool.
Say, man, what we need is a glove puppet.
Why's that, then?
Overseas sales. The Muppets are making a fortune.
Hey, you're my kind of girl. Why do you say we get naked and get into a one-on-one relationship?
Is that relationship with one S or was that two S?
So what is this place?
It's the warehouse. Burkhoff hacks up the bodies, dips them in plaster of Paris, packs them in cotton wool, covers them in coffee grains, and puts them into boxes marked fragile.
Yeah, well, he wouldn't want them to get damaged, would he?
I'm gonna go in there and shoot everybody.
But don't you need a plan?
That was it.
Why didn't you go in there in one of your many brilliant disguises and surprise them?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Hey, I'm disguised as a police officer. Nobody move or I'll dry roast your nuts.
You just couldn't leave it alone, could you, yank?
Hey, my father used to say that. He used to say, boy, if you don't leave it alone, I'm gonna kill your ass. I miss that donkey so much.
You'll never stop my plans. I'm gonna fill every museum in the world with my body statues. Life imitating art. Or should that be death?
Yeah, should be death.
And my next mortuary masterpiece will be called Loudmouthed American Cop. Colin, the Meat Cleaver.
We've got to do something.
Right. You stay here and I'll make house-to-house inquiries.
You're just stumped, aren't you, Yank? You just don't know what to do.
Well, that's where you're wrong, sucker. Come on, everybody. And the dream came true.
And the dream came true
Quite unexpectedly. In sing, gilly, gilly, Austin Pepper, Jackson, there's a bone by the sea.
And now a newsflash. We learned today that Farley's baby foods have gone into liquidation. This is not considered to be a matter for national concern, but Britt Ekland is worried about what she's going to feed her husband. Meanwhile, Mercedes-Benz have announced the introduction of a new model that steers itself and has a mind of its own. Mrs. Thatcher has banned it from the cabinet. And now, back to Saturday Live.
Right. Well, seems to be going swimmingly so far. This is what they want, apparently.
Lenny,
I'm enjoying...
Lenny,
Oh, no.
have you had a think about what I was talking about earlier?
I don't want to hear this.
Lenny, listen, I'm your manager. I know what I'm talking about. Trust me, all right?
Look, if I go to South Africa, that's the end of my career, all right?
Only in 9/10 of the world, Lenny. In South Africa, Sun City, the work will be non-stop.
Listen, let me just make this very, very simple for you, right? I will not, cannot, shall not even if you slam my wedding tackle in the car door, go to South Africa, all right? I won't go to South Africa.
It's apartheid, isn't it?
And the Einstein Prize for quick thinking goes to my manager. Give him a big hand.
Come on. No, listen. It's always the same. Mention South Africa, some positive negatives, or probably positive negatives, I don't know.
Yeah?
And they always go on about how bad apartheid is. They never talk about the good side, do they?
What good side?
Sunshine, the beaches, the wildlife.
The machine gun fire when I go into the wrong toilet, the torture, the flogging.
You're being unreasonable. I mean, everyone's been over there, all the biggies.
Who's everyone?
Marty Kane, Rod Stewart, David Essex, Jeffrey Archer, important man there, Frank Sinatra, Malcolm McLaren, Dun Sung Koo.
Who?
He's a Korean snake juggler. I got him a summer season in Carlisle. It was a brilliant act. Listen, they're going to treat us really well over there. I tell you, you're a big star. There's going to be no trouble. Just a bit of red tape to get you through customs.
What red tape?
Well, they have to make you an honorary white person to get into the country.
Oh, that's nice of them. Remind me to thank them.
Oh, come on, it's better than what you get over here. You're not even an honorary black person over here, are you?
People are dying out there, you know.
So, they can dye you too. Any colour you like. I don't mind. As long as it's not black, you know what I mean?
Look, I'm not going over there, you know. You know why? Because they make you play to segregated audiences, and I'm not going to do that.
That is one thing. As your manager, I promise you on my life that you will be playing to mixed audiences. Men and women. Young and old, rich and richer. Now, it's only the blacks you're leaving out, and 3 out of 4 can't be bad now, can it, eh?
Look, I think it's time we had a parting in the ways. It's time for a showbiz divorce. We don't agree on this, bye-bye, all right?
Listen, things can't be that bad in South Africa, because even the president of Equity, your union, yeah, he's just come back from there. He took a play over there. What was he called? Inspector Calls, something like that.
Yeah, but they had to change the title to make it more relevant.
What's he called now, then?
The state police smash your door down, break your arm, and blow your head off. Now, bugger off!
The catchy title! What are you talking about?
It seems true love is so real. Seems all I've known is deceit. Your laughter fills the air. Once more I'm sensing defeat. But I suppose you're leaving me now. I was so sure, now I'm so full of doubt. I suppose you'll be leaving this place, just like the smile you wiped from my face this time. tabby race. Gone with the smile you wipe from my face. Love is a
All right. Welcome back, man. Welcome. How you doing? All right. Saturday Live posse, say yeah. You know what I mean? Welcome back to Saturday Live. My name is Delbert Wilkins. I come from Brixton. And I've been doing a lot of clubbing up west recently, you know what I mean? But I don't take my Mercedes because I haven't got one. I've got a brand new second-hand BMW, man. It's a wicked car, you know what I mean? Versprung durch Wellard. The car is totally crucial, right? It's got whiplash aerial, right? It's got imitation leopard skin seats. Those imitation leopards are a bugger to catch, you know what I mean? It's got customized dented bodywork, right? Just so that everybody knows that they don't mess with me when I'm on the street, right? And when I'm driving down the street, right, the traffic just parts in front of me, so I just move all the way through, because the car is totally spondicious, you know what I mean? So I reckon that Moses had a BMW. And when he went down to the Red Sea, right, God looked down at me and said, Moses, that is a totally wicked car, man. Let me just part these waves so you don't wet the tires, you know what I mean? Moses said, yeah, man, listen, let me open the sunroof, you know what I mean? Bloody hell, look at that fish, did you make that? Anyway, I went to this club, right, and the bouncer on the door was typical, you know, big guy. He had hate tattooed on one fist and fist tattooed on the other fist. I walked towards him. I knew no fear, you know what I mean? Because I'm from the Brixton posse, right? My hair was slicked back. My hair was so slick there were guys surfing on it, you know what I mean? That's how slick my hair was, guy. I was feeling mean. I was feeling so mean I was refusing to lend money to myself. That's how mean I was feeling, guy. So I walked up to this geezer on the door, right? I said, step aside, Quasimodo. Delbert Wilkins has arrived. And when I came to, this policeman was standing over me saying, you're Nick, sonny. And that's what we have to put up with in Brixton all the time, right? Complete and utter hassle from the police every single day. For instance, yesterday I was stopped by the police 15 times, right? On the same street. I keep saying, look, I was nowhere near the Belgrano, you know what I mean? I was steaming in the opposite direction, guy, towards the paper shop. All the time they keep stopping me. I say, why? They say, suspicion. I've been stopped that many times, I'm beginning to suspect myself. You know, I look in the mirror and go, well, maybe I did do something, you know what I mean? I'll tell you something else they're trying to get off the ground round our way, right? The neighbourhood watch scheme. You know, the one where you're supposed to grass on your next door neighbour. People are getting carried away with it round our way. They've been arresting themselves, beating themselves up, and then denying it the next day, man. You know what I mean? It's well out of order, guy. I'll tell you the worst thing, check this, because this is seriously funny, right? Check this. The government are trying to give the police extra powers. What for, man? The police don't need any more bloody extra powers. That's like putting a spear on the end of a cruise missile. They just don't need it, you know what I mean? I'll take you later, thanks. All right.
Hey, Richard! No, shut up. No, listen. No, quiet. Honestly, they're gonna get a huge shock when we burst through these paper doors because they probably think they're real, don't they? No, they've given the whole game away. Right, can you see properly? No, then let's go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Dangerous Brothers. Dangerous Brothers! My name is Richard Dangerous, and this is Sir Adrian Dangerous. Dynamite down their pants. Explodo! Incredibly dangerous, I trust you'll agree. And this week, ladies and gentlemen, this week it's undertaking. Under what? Undertaking. Only kidding, ladies and gentlemen. Seriously, this week, what we'd like to do... Wait a minute. What'd you do that for? I was bloody lucky it hit me in the head. It was just a bit of fun. It was just a bit of fun for us, kiddies. But I'd advise you not to try it at home because it hurts like buggery. We should know. You stop talking to the children. Wait. Nobody slaps Sir Adrian about the face. Oh, yeah? All right, then, get this. There are a lot of people people scrunch me in the do. Will you stop talking about children? It's trying to provide a piece of adult entertainment. All right, start again, start again. Start again. Start again. Start again. Come on, come on. Quickly, quickly. Hold my piece of paper. Hold it, hold it. Right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Dangerous Brothers. Dangerous Brothers. My name is Richard Dangerous, and this is Sir Adrian Dangerous. What, again? Do it again.
Kate, I would have thought that they'll come a severe second.
Who's turned the television off? I don't know. It's got nothing to do with me. I'm just the assistant. In fact, he is the boss. Ha, that's right. That's right.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
That's exactly my point.
That's exactly my point. What do you think? Fantastic. Keep him talking.
Don't you think you ought to be doing something?
Ha! Exactly my point. Again. Hoist by your own leotard.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. Ha! Do you want to surrender now or give me £5? God death.
Look, it's a sheet for this week. Dangerous Brothers in Dangerous Crocodile Snoggy.
No crocodiles this week. This is bloody difficult to find a crocodile around here. Especially one that's prepared to snog with me. Yeah, have you ever tried finding a gay crocodile? Yeah, you ever seen a happy crocodile? Burn his ghoulies off.
Look, I just want to get one thing straight.
That's straighten it for you, bastard! The rest of you, nobody messes with the Dangerous Brothers, except for me! What? What you got down there? My testicles. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As you've just been informed so kindly, this week, ladies and gentlemen, this week it's Crocodile Snogging! Ha ha! Crocodile Snogging! We haven't got a crocodile! Crocodile Snogging! You're going to have to disguise yourself as a crocodile and I'll snog with you. I don't try that one again. There's a lot of people out there, a lot of people paid a lot of money and want to see a lot of crocodiles snogging. So please just grow up. Disguise yourself as a crocodile and make it snappy. Snap, snap, snap. Okay, music. Ladies and gentlemen, the Dangerous Brothers would like to present for you Dangerous Crocodile Snogging. Pack her up, baby. Here I come. How was it for you, baby? So, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Dangerous Crocodile Snogging. Tune in next week when Sir Adrian... Bloody hell, Richard. Shut up. Tune in next week when Sir Adrian will you stop touching my bottom when I'm talking? Richard, there is a live crocodile in the studio. I am going home now. Good night. Fine. Tune in next week, ladies and gentlemen, when Sir Adrian will attempt to swallow a working chainsaw. Sounds like something to tune in for. So, it just remains for me to say there is a live crocodile in the studio. Bloody hell!
Great nut. Yes, it's me, Dr. David Bellamy, and I'm here rummaging around amongst all this amazing rubberized greenery. And I'm here to introduce a very funny man, the full Monty himself, Mr. Ben Elton. Give it up!
You have to forgive me, I'm afraid, because I'm feeling a little bit queasy this evening because it's all a rush to get a live show on, and I had to miss supper, and I had to rush with one of those instant noodles in the pot with the hot water, you know, and as I was eating it, something struck me. There's so many questions in my mind eating this instant noodle. I was thinking, who invented instant noodles? And why? There must have been a reason. I'll tell you what the reason was for inventing instant noodles. The bloke sitting in his kitchen one day thinking, oh, there must be something I can do with all that crap behind the cooker. Voila! Instant noodles, the SDP of British eating. Everybody tried it once and now we're stuck with it forever, eh? Useless things. The world is full of useless things, like newspapers, eh? Newspapers are getting more and more useless. All that fuss about Murdoch going off to Wapping to print his newspapers by automation. I mean, what's the fuss about? I mean, they've been writing them by automation for years, haven't they, eh? What are we going to have the front this week, eh? Thatcher the Marvellous, Tories miles ahead in the polls. I know, what about Tony Benn eats his own babies? That's brilliant, eh? Put that on the front, eh? Bit of political balance. After all, we said Neil Kinnock last week, didn't we, eh? Newspapers. I say that newspapers are full of crap. Now, I'm sorry, I shouldn't use that word. I've used it too much this evening. Newspapers. I realise it's a bit of a sensitive issue. But I can prove that newspapers are full of crap, if you'll bear with me. I'm going to get crap reviews for this as well, I can tell you. Sorry, journalists, I know I'm doing London Weekend. Let Hughes without sin pass the first stone. Fair enough. Newspapers are full of crap, and I can prove it, right? But first, I need to talk about photosynthesis and also junk mail, right? And photosynthesis, I know it's a long word for the students in the audience, but try and bear with me, eh? Students, oh, I love them, eh? Down the student union bar with the specially slowed down Space Invaders for medical students, eh? I love them. Well done, there you go. We've got our grants, we're okay. Photosynthesis is the means by which we get our oxygen. It's fantastic. Now, the same cannot be said about junk mail. Junk mail is all that rubbish you get through your door you don't want. You know, little leaflets promising impossible dreams. Fill this in, send it off, and instantly you'll get a new car, a free gift, and a bigger willy. You know, it's not going to happen, is it? You send it off, what do you get? A Freeman's catalogue. With a 15-year-old picture of Lulu on the front. Oh, Lulu, how can I get to look like you? It's simple. Jump in a puddle and go to a jumble sale. Easy, you know? Anyway, that's it. Photosynthesis, junk mail, newspapers full of crap. Bear with me, right? I was sitting at home the other day, and it was my birthday. And I was on my own. On my birthday. Don't patronise me. It's all very well going, innit? You want to come on stage and sex me stupid, fair enough, but don't sit there going, Dear, oh dear, you've obviously never lived on your own. I was sitting at home on my own on my birthday, and the media are very tough with images of loneliness, you know? They make us lonely people feel sad with all the happiness on the telly, like tonight, you know? That advert where it's a little girl's birthday, make the most from your post, you know? And the postman's coming up the road with his sack of cards, and the little girl's waiting, she's looking out the window all excited, and posters coming up the street, and he walked straight by, didn't he? And her little face fell and a tear in her eye, but old Posty turns round. It was a trick. He had loads of cards for her. It was just a little trick. What a bastard, eh? What are you talking about? Wouldn't have let her say it better. Wouldn't have needed a ghoulie say it better as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, walks past my place, puts a letter through the letterbox. I couldn't believe it. My birthday, I've got a letter. I run down the corridor. I've got a letter. Maybe my mum's going to tell me where she lives at last. Wallop, junk mail. I picked it up. I didn't even need to open the envelope. It was printed on the outside. Congratulations, you may already have won £5. And at exactly the point I was reading that, thousands of miles away in a Canadian forest, two little squirrels were hippity-hoppiting through the undergrowth. And one of them turns to the other and said, I won't do the accent, incidentally. Mind you lot wouldn't notice, you know what a squirrel sounds like, do you? But anyway, they're very thick. Very stupid, you need to know that. They're very stupid on account of the size of their heads. Not a lot of room for the brain, you see? Bad design. If they put the brain in the tail, they'd rule the world. Except, of course, they wouldn't, because they got no thumbs. Now, not a lot of people know that, but the ability to grip is what makes the human race predominant. You see, we can grip. If we didn't have any thumbs, we'd have to eat our chips like this, you see? That's why squirrels eat their food like that, you know? I mean, they don't like looking stupid. And also, it means they can't play with themselves, you see? That's why they climb trees like that, you see? To 10. So anyway, they're hopping through the undergrowth, right? And one of them gets a bit caught short, you see. Caught short wants to go to the lab, and squirrels are very clean animals. They do it at home, you know, buy their nut stash for the winters, you know. So anyway, go home, looking for their house, you see, looking for somewhere and the tree has gone. Their house has gone. Nowhere to eat. The mum's gone. Nowhere to go to the lavatory. Nothing, because the tree's been cut down. And the reason the tree's been cut down is because it's been turned into paper. And the reason the tree's been turned into paper is because some clueless idiot thought I was remotely interested in the fact that I may already have won £5, right? Because that was a bit of tree, a bit of mine and your environment that someone had cut down, smashed to bits and stuffed through your letterbox. And you didn't ask for it. You just throw it away, don't you? It's our environment. And I sniffed it and it wasn't giving off oxygen. And I shook it and it wasn't giving a home to countless little woodland creatures. I even tried to climb it, but I couldn't, and build a treehouse at the top, but it was junk. All paper is junk. Paper is made of trees. Newspapers are made of trees. Every newspaper used to be a squirrel's home, and that's why they're full of crap. Thank you. I'll see you next next week. Good night.
This is ridiculous. What's the point of having a common select committee investigation when everybody refuses to answer any questions?
Yes, well, apparently the Prime Minister has changed her mind. We are going to be allowed to see Colette Bow.
Oh, right. Well, we'll call her in then.
Call Colette Bow.
Right. Well, that's all from Saturday Live this week. I hope you've enjoyed it. Pamela Stevenson's on next week, so tune in then. We'd like to leave you, Darts and Mint Juleps, that is, with a tribute to that great soul man, Sam Costa. Sam Cooke.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Cupid, draw back your bow and let your arrow go straight to my lover's heart for me. Cupid, please hear my cry and let your arrow fly straight to my lover's heart for nobody but me. We're having a party, dancing to the music played by the DJ on the radio. The cokes are in the icebox, popcorn's on the table. Me and my baby are out there on the floor. So Mr. DJ, keep those records playing, 'cause I'm having such a good time dancing with my baby.